I wish he didn't do that so I could just, but they come out and they were booing him. It was a lot of people booing him.
Yeah.
And enough where I said, oh, he's going to get off stage.
He's going to be ugly, right?
He turned that shit around. I've never even seen no shit like that.
Yeah.
Where they hated him off the bat. And they tried to hate him, and he beat their hatred with it. So but after he goes, I steal with this pride, and you better watch out because I'm going to take it. He's a vaudeville guy. He's not.
I'm going to want to know.
He's not a soldier. Like people like Rogan Rogan has never been accused of stealing.
No.
Nope. Ever.
No.
And not because he'll punch you in the mouth. Rogan is a deep dude. I talked to Rogan. He got magical tattoo. Rogan is a.
Yeah, we know. We all know.
Fucking floating. He probably floats his shit and leaves his body and all kind of shit.
He actually does float. He's got one of those tanks.
Yeah, he does. Rogan is the real deal when he's talking about his shit.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Although, let me amend one thing you're saying.
I'm just saying, dude.
Rogan is a drug addict. Continue.
But he makes it sound so cool.
But do you know that's it's just and no one usually the one thing about comics, even though we hate each other, comics will rarely lie and say you a hack or you're a thief.
Right.
And you're not. They might go, nah, it just ain't as, but it's been going on so long, and Rogan took a L a little bit for it. No one else stood up, but that's the way the business is. It's like I would never martyr myself to stop Carlos. I just look at now Carlos they kept interviewing him during the thing, and it's like, you know what, you don't have any more theories. After you rob a bank, I don't want to hear your theories on hard work and success. Here's how you make it. Unless you rob a bank, go to prison, come out, work from the bottom up. Mm-hmm. If he just did that again, but it would take 10 to 20 years.
Let me ask you this now. This is the sad part of the whole thing. Doesn't Carlos Mencia have a shitload of original material?
I don't know.
We don't know.
He's an Iranian. These are all things that I don't give a fuck about until you just say I steal.
Well, what's your thought on that?
I don't know.
Do you think most of his stuff is stolen from other comics that came before him and he made it his own?
Put it this way.
Or do you think he has a lot of original material and unfortunately with the stealing shit, now everyone thinks he just steals all jokes?
Let's watch. Okay, here's original material.
Like what I'm trying to say is he just never needed to steal.
Here's original material. I'm Carlos Mencia. I talk like a Mexican, but I'm Iraqi or whatever he is. That's original. That because you know something about him. Like he said, he said his act. Mexicans. Play his act. There's nothing about it. Like I'll talk about having diabetes. That's not. You don't find out that I'm fucking completely healthy.
Yeah.
You don't find it out. You don't go, this fucking cocksucker stole my disease.
There's too many people that have said this. There's too many comics that have said that he steals for you to just go, well, it's just a bunch of comics saying it. Like, if it was one comic, you might think someone had an axe to grind or something, but Jesus Christ, it's been forever.
And now he admits it, man. It's just...
Now admitting it like that.
And if there's no backlash, and I'm not trying to but if there's no backlash from people... That means it's like I'm performing in front of maybe some people that I go, why don't I just steal? Mm-hmm. Why the fuck don't I just steal material that's just like rappers? And I don't condone that shit. But just like them, I go, look, I'm going to pay some young guy who's been in the business 6 months, has a great premise. I've seen it all the time. Great premise, doesn't have the skills to make that shit funny. I've been there. There's times when I started where I go, man, I got this great bit, in my mind, but it's just not going to execute because I'm not good enough to skillfully do it. And so why don't I just give this guy $100 who needs it? That's his first comedy dollar. Let me take that bit because I see the magic in it and don't give him a dime. At least Carlos could say, I pay these guys their royalty fee.
Yeah.
Something. That's what rappers do. They go, look, they don't just go, man, I was sitting in the back of the room and watched James Brown and said, this old fool motherfucker, I'm going to make me a song. They got to pay that nigga money, man, and his estate.
But that's they don't have a choice in that.
Thank you.
They don't have a choice in that. It's set up that way.
And if you could
like
prove...
fucking Jay-Z doing Forever Young drives me insane because I remember the original song, but he has to pay.
He has to pay.
I think it was Alphaville, so whoever owns the rights to that band Alphaville is getting paid because Jay-Z decided to make it his own.
This might be precedent because he admit this. I've never heard anyone go, I steal comedy. This is possible. Motherfuckers can get a couple of dollars to fix that. But we got to make it clear that's why no one's ever gotten fucking sued before. Because we have similar... See, a song is copywritten. I can't copyright my fucking jokes and say no one else could have this thought because that's why, like, when I start off, I watch... If there's a feature in front of me, I watch the whole show. The first night I have to watch the whole show to see what this guy does. Mm-hmm. After he does it, then I show him what I do. I go, and he might say some shit that I go, fuck. I never go, hey, I'm gonna outrank your comedy because I do a bit like that. I'm gonna outrank your comedy because I feel like I've written enough. So I go, okay, you do that. Okay, this guy does that. Now let me show him what I do. And we all know we're not gonna step on each other's toes. Sometimes there's middles that want to show me that they got a bit like that too. I just want to show you. It's like, didn't you see what the fuck I do? I don't give a fuck that you have a bit like that and you want to show me that you're genius, you fucking dickhead. I'm telling you, I watched you to go, I'm not going to step on, because I could have showed you.
Right.
And do it better, you fucking middle.
You guys got to work together to make the show real good.
But that's what I'm saying. There's respect that you want to have in this game. And Carlos just said, fuck the game.
And just to
and he's winning.
Well, to simplify, it's really bad for you guys because now young guys are going to think it's okay.
Well, don't forget,
a lot of young guys were really scared to go down that road.
He's been humiliated by this. This is a weird... That's what you saw him doing there. It's almost like...
what are you doing,
if you get caught cheating and you just go, yes, I cheated! It's such an admission of defeat. It's empowering something that is just... There's nothing worse for a comedian, because Carlos doesn't need the money. Carlos is a fucking millionaire. Yeah. And when you're on that level, you want a certain amount of respect. And with a singer, you're right, Patrice, they copyright songs, but when you play a James Brown clip, everybody knows that's James Brown. Nobody thinks that's your song. Everybody knows you're playing a James Brown clip. It's not like that.
Not only does everyone know it's James Brown's getting a little taste.
Right.
Or the people that own the James Brown thing now.
Which makes me say sampling James Brown, sampling Elvis is all that shit, whatever you want to sample. To sample, that's why I think people who are into hating Led Zeppelin for what they did are like, you're stealing from nobodies and you're becoming famous. Like Carlos, it goes in the back of the room. He doesn't look at Tim Allen and go, you know what, I'm going to steal Tim Allen's grunt.
Mm-hmm. Some new kid coming up.
He's still some young kid who needs that fucking joke.
That could have been, that could have been the joke.
That
could have been the joke that got him on, Leno or Kimmel or something.
After you've been doing it for 20 years, if you can make up. I have some buddies, man, that I found out was tasting some jokes, man.
Tasting.
And I had to fucking talk to him because I go, look, man, you have to learn how to have people not laugh. That's the key to creating jokes. You got to fucking toughen up and bomb, you douche. Carlos is a killing machine. He doesn't know how to bomb. So he's never going to go, I'm going to sit in a lab and make experiments and go, oh, that was awful. He's not going to do that. He's super arrogant. He kills. He doesn't, it's not like he's going to work things out, man.
And try something that might fall on its ass,
and that's what you have to do to be a writer, man. You see Colin has a new hour every second. Louis C.K. has a new hour every year.
Yep.
Because he bombs where he goes. Louis takes a L. But he's good enough to go, hey, I'm doing an hour, I'm going to fucking bomb for a half. And I'm not going to bomb for a half. I'm going to kill for 10, bomb for 10, kill for 10, bomb for 10.
But then he knows he's got that 10, and he builds from there.
You never heard Louis C.K. steals jokes. You never heard that,
fucking
ever.
Nope. All right, listen, Sam Bozer in front of everybody.
Oh, come on.